Hey y'all, I'm Tiana Michelle and welcome back to another hair vlog. As you can see, I did shampoo my hair. The curls are back. Right now I'm about to deep condition my hair. Love Island just ended. I watched the season. This was my first time ever watching the show. If you haven't seen Love Island ever in your life, you can still stick around for this conversation because reality TV, as much as we don't want it to be true, is a reflection of what's going on in our society currently. After watching this show, because I have a teenage sister who also watches the show, I had to do a little temperature check on her and make sure that she's not being manipulated through the internet that my mom pays for, okay? Because I am genuinely concerned for a lot of people after watching that show. I've always known that clearly we all see the world differently. We all have different opinions. That's totally fine. But there's just so many things that irk me overall about that show. First of all, I love Alandria and Shelly. I don't appreciate the way that they were portrayed. I'm over reality TV and its portrayal of Black people in general anyways. Like, do you guys not get tired? No matter what reality TV show it is, if you see Black people, you can almost guarantee that production is gonna try their best to paint them out in some stereotypical light. The concerning thing to me is how people allow, I can't even say that girl's name. I don't hate anybody, these are all strangers, but you can clearly tell when someone needs help, and it's genuinely terrifying to me when people enable someone who I am not a medical professional, but something is wrong there, and enabling that behavior is very dangerous. I fear that production allowing her to be on the show when she showed signs of mental instability from the first half of the season, honestly, like what the first 5 episodes in, the larger issues that this could potentially cause from allowing her to stay on the show, it's concerning, to say the least. So many of us have gone through childhood trauma. So many of us have gone through traumatic experiences in our life. That is an explanation. It is not an excuse.
Shout out to all the folks that's in therapy, okay? The trauma ain't your fault, but the healing is your responsibility, all right now?
Just like watching her go on podcasts and watching people's reactions to the show, people who support her and their mentality, it's very concerning to me, and it's so layered. It's so much deeper than delusional people supporting somebody who they see themselves in. And instead of being like, okay, maybe I should go get some help too, they enable and support that bad behavior. I do not understand. I was watching the show and I'm like, she's not fooling me, but I'm seeing millions of other people be fooled by this behavior. Like, you're allowing this woman to manipulate you through your TV screen, through a TV you paid for, through internet that you pay for. Wake up! The lack of accountability for your actions. First off, I'm talking about stuff that she's done, okay? People think that it's an over-exaggeration to say a lot of her behavior borders emotional abuse, it borders coercion, it borders manipulation. We have to call a spade. Like, this conversation is so layered. The way that she interacted with people on the show, there's racial undertones to that. It's not just delusion. Yeah, it's delusion, but it's not only delusion. The grace that she's received from production, intentionally editing things to give her redemption arc. She has like 3 times the amount of supporters than she had in the beginning when she first started exhibiting that behavior. Like, the amount of grace that she receives is not the amount of grace that Black women receive. No one's holding her accountable, and that's just not a level of grace that we receive. I mean, look at the way, as soon as they saw the opportunity that they could project the stereotypes that they have about Black women onto those women, they took that opportunity. Even though nothing about Alandria and Shelly gives that, it gives that they're just human. We don't receive that grace. We're not able to just be human. The juxtaposition between She Who Shall Not Be Named and my girls over here is that they're a representation of a larger issue at hand, for real. We are held to such a high standard for subpar treatment. I'm tired of seeing it and people acting like it doesn't exist, and people continuing to try to make it seem like we're just imagining things. I'm over it. You know, now they're out of the villa and they're on their press tours, and not once has she came out and like actually denounced the racism and the hatred that her fans have sent towards these women. Now, I did see a clip of her in a recent interview saying that if she's not hating them, then no one else should, but that is not taking responsibility. I know the amount of supporters she has now is probably new to her, but when you have a platform, even if you're not necessarily responsible for your supporters' actions, it is your responsibility to denounce their behavior. To not be firm on saying, hey, this is not right, this is not something that you should be doing, to me, states that you don't entirely feel like what they're doing is wrong. When you have that level of visibility, not being firm on your stance of what you do and don't support when it comes to any ism can be detrimental in the long run, even if you're not seeing it that way. And I feel like people like her really struggle with seeing things truly outside of their own perspective. And I feel like that's an issue with our country as a whole. I'm not going to get into that, but if more people were able to see things truly from other people's perspectives, we would not be here today. We would not be in the predicament that we're in. But again, I'm gonna stop right here. I might start again later on in this video, but I'm gonna stop for now. Not once. She still continues to victimize herself and make things about her. And I just can't get behind that. Like I said, these people are strangers, and TV shows are edited a certain way to try to make you believe whatever about someone, but everything with her wasn't just the editing. I'm sorry. I can't hate someone that I don't know, but I have to be honest and say that she's not a likable person. I fear that because she has not truly healed and gone to get the help that she needs, she's only gonna get worse, because now she has millions of people telling her that what she's doing is acceptable. Let me make this clear. She has this bubble of people who enable her, but it's a small microcosm. They're loud as hell, but it's a small microcosm. A lot of people do not agree with her behavior. Does not mean that I hate her, that I want bad things to happen to her or anything like that at all, because I wouldn't wish negativity on anyone. I just want accountability. And I just know how the things that she's done, it's just dangerous. The way that she moves is a danger to other people. It's not behavior that should be put on a platform. Like, I hope that girl heals. She shouldn't have been allowed to stay on the show. She should have been sent home to get professional treatment. For me, I knew that Amaya and Brian were probably gonna win, but I wanted Nick and Alandria to win. I've seen the sparks between those two since day one, since the first episode, and that's layered within itself. I'm gonna get to that soon, but I wanted either Nick and Alandria to win or Shelly and Ace. I don't think that they should have been sent home. Like I'm saying, like, these people aren't perfect, but no human is. So I feel like as many mistakes that has made, being all buddy-buddy with Amaya now and Iris and all these people, being all buddy-buddy with Amaya after saying those vile things about her when she first came into the villa, her getting all these chances and have made it into the top 3 with the man that she broke things off with in the finale. If she can get all those damn chances, so can Shelly and Alandria. And Shelly and Alandria were not acting out of line. Producers edited in a certain way to make these women out to be a villain, knowing that Black women face such hatred at the drop of a dime. They didn't need production's help. Alandria was not overreacting. Him and Clark look cute together, but I don't think Taylor really understands the mistake that he made with the way that he moved through the villa. Like, there's no accountability there either. Like, people are not upset with you finding a connection in Clark. People are upset with the way that you move with Alandria. You were not honest with her. That's so messed up. And for people to even whatever that After Sun is, I don't watch After Sun, but them trying to insinuate that her popping off on Taylor was a crack and that anger is actually who she is, instead of her just being human and being multifaceted and being able to show emotions. She carried herself so gracefully. The amount of grace that she's given other people, putting her feelings to the side. I'm surprised she didn't react harsher. Like, what? I'm not speaking on whatever situation she had with she who shall not be named. I'm speaking specifically on how she's moved. Like, it's very clear from what everyone who was with her for 6 weeks or less in that house have said, that she's done nothing but be there for so many people, and she's considered people in ways that it was just not reciprocated. And her like growing up and being raised by a single mother, being the oldest daughter, like I relate to her so much. That's why I couldn't really understand why people were trying to say that her and Nick were forced, because me, I'm a shy girl. I had a very strict upbringing. Like I had to force my mom to be okay with me dating my now husband. Like I wasn't allowed to date. Started dating in my senior year, but the way that it happened was, it was so weird because I had such a strict parent. I had a lot of responsibilities growing up. I relate to her so much more than you guys know. And that's why I was like, I can't understand why people are saying it's forced. But that shit's layered too. Have y'all seen her? I agree with Nick. She's one of the most beautiful women that I've ever seen in my life. What is the confusion there with you wondering if Nick would be attracted to her? Why is that a question to you? Have you seen her? Or is it what I'm actually thinking? And that's why I hate this whole idea of conventional beauty and there being a standard of beauty. Beauty is beauty, but because of your racism, because of your self-hatred, it's disgusting. And I don't even think a lot of these people are aware of their mentalities. I truly believe people have some racial biases. They have a lot of unconscious racial biases that they're not gonna unpack. I can't even reason with people like this because they don't see it in their minds. They really believe that this is fake and that they're clocking something. We can't disregard the fact that this season went the way that it did because of who we got in that daggone White House.
And I also have to add, aside from me just wanting Amaya to have a better outcome, her and Brian winning, regardless of whether they'll continue their relationship, is very important given the political climate that we're currently in. I forgot to mention that.
Even though reality TV can be scripted and it's also heavily edited, it doesn't disregard the fact that it is a reflection of what's currently going on in our society. I can't lie and say that watching the finale wasn't sitting there like watching that date between old girl and Chris and sitting there like, wow, you're fans. Why would you put her, if you so-called wanted the best for her, why would you put her in that position, you know? To be like, I don't know. I was like, wow, this is crazy. And also you wasted a vote on two people who broke up in the damn finale when Shelly and Ace. I'm done, y'all, I'm done. Let me go finish my hair.
At the end of the day, it's also important to remember that reality TV can reflect society in ways, but it's still a TV show. These people are human. Humans are not perfect. You can disagree with the things that someone does without being cruel and hateful. There are people who have been a part of this show who have since taken their own lives, so keep that in mind.
I'm about to deep condition my hair, but I have to add this in too. I believe another reason why people were unable to see the signs with Nick and Alandria is because people don't read no more, y'all. This country, average adult reads at a 6th grade level. And I'm not saying this to shade. I'm saying this out of fear as a former educator and just watching what's happening.
And I also have to add this in. I want to be open with you guys and show more of who I am and share my opinions, but I also don't want to offend anyone. Truly, I hope that this conversation does not offend anyone because education is just really important to me. My grandmother passed before I was born, but she did not have an education past the 2nd grade. And she always, from what my mom and my aunts and my uncles have told me, she's always preached the importance of education. My cousins and I are some of the first in our families to graduate college, to live the lives that we live. And reading is important. And it's something that a lot of generations before us, I know some of you guys can probably relate with the elders in your family. They weren't afforded this opportunity. They had to fight for it. So yes, I do think it's important for us to take our education seriously. When we live in a society and share a world where not everyone agrees that we all deserve access to education and a better life.
Like, that is concerning that people are not able to spot nonverbal cues. People are really struggling now, especially our youth. They are struggling to understand and notice nonverbal forms of communication. People are only able to see things at face value. That's dangerous. If you're only able to understand things by the way people say them to you, How much are you being manipulated? Where's your gut instinct? Where's your intuition? How are you able to see if people are being genuine with you? Because someone can say one thing, but their eyes and their actions move the complete opposite. Ooh, I think that's the teacher in me talking. It ain't even about the show for me at that point. Please, if you have children, encourage them to read. I'm not being funny right now. I'm being dead ass serious. Encourage them to read. Encourage them to be strong communicators. Communicators that can communicate more than just verbally. That was just something else that I noticed about why maybe people weren't able to see it and still aren't able to see it with Nick and Alandria. Because I'm not going to just say, you know, it's a big thing. But what I was just talking about earlier, I think that is a big reason. But I can't just assume that that's the only reason for everybody who doesn't see it for them. But me, I'm team Nick and Alandria, Shelly Nace. Okay, bye. And you know what? I keep saying that I'm going, y'all. I keep saying that I'm like about deep condition, but like I said, this all ties back to our actual reality. Let me finish my Skittle. The lack of understanding of nonverbal cues is also another reason why that man is in the White House. Yeah, it's hatred. Yeah, it's xenophobia. Yeah, it's stupidity, but it's also lack of understanding of nonverbal cues. They let this man tell them one thing and do the complete opposite. Okay, I'm really done now, y'all. The next time you see me, I'm gonna be doing my hair. They let that man play in their face all the time. That man don't like his followers. They don't see it because they don't understand nonverbal cues. Goddamn. Y'all, I flew too close to the sun. I tried to do little small cornrows across the front half of my head. And once I got this section done, I was like, I don't want to do this. It's gonna take too long. So I took it out and I did this, which was way quicker. It's not as interesting to look at, but this took 20 minutes in comparison to the hours that those little braids were gonna take. Now all I have to do is just add my braids in the back. This is staying like this. I'll just pin it back when it's done, but I'm gonna do a braid out in the back. And I don't have any more of my Pattern Beauty mousse, so I'm just using this one from TGIN. And yeah, my hair is gonna be moisturized and done. And I'm not using any heat because my hair was just in a silk press, so I want to give it a little break. So thick, so healthy. I'm excited to see how this braid out is gonna look because I got a trim and she did cut it in a way so that it falls blunt. I'm gonna do this. Almost a week and I still have not taken this braid out down. I don't do much to my hair, which is such a misconception when you see my videos because it looks like I'm just playing in my hair all the time, but I love doing styles like this because it's a 2-in-1. I get to leave my hair like this for however long I want. It's low manipulation. That's the key to length retention. And then whenever I want to take it down and really pop out and wear it, just gotta take the braids out. But since I have been walking and sweating every day, I am gonna have to refresh the front, so I'll probably do that today, and I'll definitely take the braid out down tomorrow.
Why you keep on saying tomorrow?
For real. Just finished walking while editing. I was actually editing this video. This walking pad that I have, I'm gonna send it back. I've been using it this week to see how it works and everything, but it works pretty good. I think I paid $120 for it, which is a lot cheaper compared to an actual treadmill, but the cord is not very long for it, so I
don't have a lot of control over where I put it. And two, it doesn't have any wheels, which makes it harder to transport. I'm not just gonna have it in the middle of my living room like this, so I do move it out the way, but I have to pick this thing up every time I need to move it, and that's just not ideal. And it's on the shorter side too, so if you have a long stride, you have to keep that in mind so you don't fall off of this walking pad. So UPS will be coming to get this thing tomorrow, and I'm gonna get a better one. But this hair though is about to be out. My scalp was doing really good, so I stopped using my anti-dandruff shampoo. If you watch my videos, you know I use the As I Am anti-dandruff shampoo. Is the only thing that's helped my issue, but I gotta go back. Like, my scalp itches so bad, y'all, and it hasn't done this in years, and it's because I stopped using the medicated shampoo. So I'm not gonna wear the braid out for very long. It's already been in for a week anyways, even though I haven't taken it down yet. Yeah, I'm gonna have to wash my hair soon. Water-based serums really help me. I seldomly use oils. I prefer oils on my hair when I do use them rather than my scalp, because I feel like it just sits there. But water-based serums are actually able to penetrate and hydrate my scalp. I love the Pattern Beauty serum. Like, I love so many of Pattern Beauty's products. I would love to work with them one day. But this right here, this is like my temporary fix. So I know that I'm still gonna have to wash my hair and use the correct shampoo, but this gives me so much relief in the meantime. It's like, you don't feel it right away, but once I massage it into my scalp and just let it do its thing, it feels so nice. It took me a week to get around to it, but it's finally done. I can tell that I just got a trim because it's so even all the way across. But I am gonna end the video here. I truly hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.